Hello, sweet people. Out for an evening walk. I'll probably be posting this video right after it's done. I had a busy day today finishing up the eBook that I told you guys about. And then I had a nap. Boy, it felt so good to have a nap. I got extremely tired, extremely exhausted. This tree, these two trees, so pretty right now. I got so tired. I have still been pondering on my purpose, but I have been allowing myself to be guided to talk about on my channel what is being put on my heart on a daily basis. So I feel like it's being shown to me more and more just based off of you guys' responses in the comments. And just based off of what people have been telling me for years. So I believe I know what it is, but I believe that like any human, I'm looking for something to slap me in my face with it. I'm looking for it to slap me in the face, I guess. I'm looking for something more clear and more concrete, but I feel good. Do you see the deer? It's feeding time, so the deer are out. And I'm not going to bother them. I'm just going to walk among them a little bit. But I love watching the deer. So, like I told you guys, I said this in one of my videos, the one where I said that I quit my job. And I talked about how when I was married, I was crying so badly about wanting to find my purpose instead of crying about how bad I was struggling financially. Usually it's the other way around for most people. They could care less about a purpose. They need to eat and need to pay bills. So not just then, but over the years, I have always had this strong desire to fulfill my purpose while I'm here on this earth. It's like I came here really, really wanting that. I'm tripping on how strong this desire is, that I want to help people. I want to use my gifts to help people. And so I just want to tell you guys this story. The day is clear. This evening is clear. It's a clear evening, a clear day. So my mom passed. When she passed, maybe a year later, I received a message from her, I feel like. So backtrack for a moment. So I have had, and I still do, I have an altar that is set up, an ancestor altar that I set up on a daily basis, and I sit at that altar and I meditate, and I become more intuitive when I do that and more balanced. And the ancestor that's on my altar is my mom. I have a picture of my mom on my altar. So your ancestor altar, usually you would have relatives or family members who have passed on. And it's like you're paying homage to them. It kind of reminds me of when someone has a relative's ashes who has passed away, and they may put it on the mantle and just have that person with them. It kind of reminds me of that, but it's a little deeper than that. I feel like I receive divine guidance from my ancestor altar, who just has my mom on it right now. So when my mom was alive, she was about 82, I think, and she was really sickly. And I was telling her about this altar that I had and whose pictures I had on it. I had my grandmother's, her mother's picture on it, and I had my dad's picture on it. And I was just telling her about what it meant to me to have this altar and why one would have an ancestor altar. And she found it very fascinating and very interesting. And she said in her old lady voice, "Put me on your altar." And so I laughed because she was kind of sickly and she was older. And I laughed. I said, "You can't be on my altar. You have not. You're still here. It's for people who have passed over, you know." And she looked at me seriously and said, "Put me on your altar." And so I just laughed and I let it go. But that next year, she passed away. And a revelation came over me. She was telling me what to do when she passed on. She wanted me to put her on my altar. Now, me and my mom had our differences, and there was a lot of healing that needed to take place. I wanted it to take place before she passed away. There was some things she didn't acknowledge. There was some things that we needed to talk about that she never wanted to talk about or acknowledge. And I had come to the conclusion that we would never talk about them, and I ended up making peace with the situation without us talking about it. She had started to show beginning signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, and when I saw her losing her memory, forgiveness instantly came over me, because I was thinking, how can I hold a grudge against her, or how can I not forgive her when she doesn't even remember what the offense was or what the assault was? So that was a divine gift. The fact that she started losing her memory, it was a divine gift for me to help me to forgive. And I had been working on that for some years, but it actually happened all at once when I saw that she was not remembering a few little things. So she passed away, and I put her picture. I found a beautiful, beautiful picture of my mom when she was younger, and I put it on my altar. And I lit a candle, and I lit an incense. And I sat there every day for about a week and looked at that picture. And things started happening. Every day when I sat at that altar, my eyes would gravitate towards her eyes and lock in. And I felt as if she was looking at me and speaking to me through her eyes. And I started crying. I would cry because I could feel love through her eyes in that picture. A strong, strong sense of love, which is what I questioned most of my life. Did she ever love me? That was a big question on my mind, and I started feeling that through her eyes in that picture on the altar. So I feel like that is one of the reasons she said insistently in her old lady voice, "Put me on your altar." You know, like, listen to what I'm saying. Put me on your altar, I said, kind of like that. I could just hear her. And so, make a long story short, I put her on my altar and it allowed me to heal more. It brought more healing to my heart, to my mind, and to my soul. So what she couldn't do here on this earth, she did it through my altar, through the picture, in spirit, after she was gone. And after that, I would get more messages from her. My intuition started getting stronger by setting up that ancestor altar. Ancestors assist you while you're here on this earth. When you remember them and pay homage to them, they assist you. They were here on this earth. They know what it's like. It is African tradition to call on them. Many cultures call on their ancestors for help and guidance while they're here on this earth. They were here too. And so they're the perfect people to help. Another message I got, I was driving along. My mother was a big jazz person. She loved jazz. And in turn, I am a jazz lover as well. One of her favorite artists was Sarah Vaughan. She loved Sarah Vaughan. She used to always try to get me to listen to how talented she was, and I would kind of shoo her away, like, I don't want to hear that. I heard her before. I don't want to hear it. But after she passed away, I listened to her more, and she was a talented, unique, and creative jazz singer. So I'm driving along one day, and I hear this song in my mind. Like today, I'm looking around and the day is so clear. I see things clearly. The trees, the grass, everything is so clear. I heard Sarah Vaughan's song, "On a Clear Day." And I don't remember all of the words to it, but if you look it up, it goes something like, on a clear day, rise and look around you, then you'll see who you really are. Something like that. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. And that song started playing in my mind one day I was driving. I know I can't sing, guys. But I was hearing it beautifully in my mind just now while I was trying to sing it. And so I heard that song and I knew that that was a message from my mom. And this happened last year. This song came to me while I was driving because around that time I was in frustration, in anguish again, because I was trying to discover what my purpose was. I was working that job and I was just not happy. I wanted to, still was trying to figure out, like, what am I here for? What am I here to do? Help me. And then I got that message. As soon as I parked, I looked it up. I looked up that song video with lyrics, listened to it. And then I started Googling questions about the song. Then I found who originally made it or who originally sang it. I got a connection to Barbra Streisand. I like Barbra Streisand's music. I think she's pretty good. She played in a movie. I believe the movie was called On a Clear Day. The song, that song was the theme song for the movie. And I watched the movie on YouTube, or maybe I paid for it, $2.99 somewhere. I watched it. The movie was actually spiritual. I'm going to have to look at it again, but Barbra Streisand was denying her gifts or something like that. She had intuitive gifts. I'm going to have to watch it again, but there was messages upon messages for me when I heard that song that my mom sent me while driving. But I just wanted to share that with you. I'm out for an evening walk. Looks like I'm one of the only people out here, which is great. And I thought about that. So I'm on my way, guys. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I love you. Love, 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 love to you. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. And may you be happy.